Kelly, look at your phone.
Hold on, I'm sending you your meeting minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see what I got here.
Or it does show live.
Okay, we're up live. I gotta get the.
There's Kelly. Hi, Bobby.
Hi.
Hey, Dave. I'm on the YouTube side of the house here. I gotta shut off my audio, but I can't find the.
Go to the YouTube page.
Where is it?
Right here.
Oh,
There.
there it is.
It's
Right
off.
there. It is off. Okay. Good, then I can go back.
I'll go back to the, there you go.
Okay, we're ready, folks. I'm gonna put the record button on now. We're recording.
All set?
All set.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order, 7:10.
What?
We got to review and amend the agenda, if anything.
It's 7:16.
7:06. I got 7:10, 10 and 12. Okay, 7:16.
Now it's 17, according to the,
Yeah, 7:17. I got it. Yeah. We'll start the meeting 7:17. Okay, everybody review your things here. We got to add or amend anything.
If everybody's reviewed the meeting minutes, I make a motion, we accept last month's meeting minutes.
I have a second.
I second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Pass.
May I make a recommendation that on these votes, we put our hand up so we can see in the windows our vote?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Everybody
Aye.
got that? We're gonna put our hand up.
That's our vote.
Okay, next thing on the list is approval of November 12th minutes that you've had. Has anybody got any questions or additions, subtractions?
We just did that.
Yeah.
We just did that, George.
Accept it?
Yeah, everybody accepted it.
We had no vote on it formally.
Okay,
Mike, we didn't have any formal vote on it. Now we're in the
On
meeting, on the minutes.
Okay.
I thought we just voted on that. I made a motion and Bonnet seconded.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
that's fine. All those in favor? Hands. All those opposed? Pass. Okay, bills. We all had the bills. We had an extra one come in tonight, just so you know, from Brindle Mountain. They get 10% of our sales cost price.
George, I'm not paying that till next month. All the bills are supposed to be in by.
I just lost you. Okay,
She said she's not paying it
I
till
got
next month, the bills that
I got
were due before tonight.
okay, they're gonna be wanting their money because we just sold the truck. It's all right, I guess, but we're okay to pay it next month, right?
What is it we're paying? How much are we paying them?
4,000. We need
10%.
40,000 on that truck and they get 10%.
Gotcha.
Do you want a motion?
I make a motion, we pay the bill when the treasurer's ready to send off a check. We owe them, we gotta pay it.
Yeah.
I'll second that motion.
Second, I got a thing. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those opposed? Okay, any other questions or additions on the POs we had?
You need some-
Just so I understand what we're doing here, the POs and invoices, I've got a copy of every one of them, right? Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes,
Okay. And in order to get these things signed, all together, how are we doing that?
We can leave them on the desk and you come in one at a time, masked up and all the other good stuff we do.
Okay. So are we gonna go through these individually tonight, or we're
You're
gonna,
supposed to have already looked at them.
we don't, if there's any clarifications or anything, we're supposed to be asking them right now? Is that it or not?
Yeah.
I think the, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the direction we got from our attorney was that we go through them one at a time.
Yes,
During the meeting.
We have to
after
go
our
through
audit,
one.
just like we would do it at the
Okay.
table.
That's what
So
I was
George-
getting at, guys.
George, they should be in order for everybody, and if you don't have them, obviously Paul
I've got them.
already reviewed them and signed them, but George, you gotta go through each one and discuss it, and then
Yeah.
we can go up and sign them later.
Okay, so which one we starting with here?
We're gonna do the standard monthly voucher
Okay,
first. These should be all in order. I've not changed them, so
Right.
any questions on that? There was a change on Spectrum. For Station 2, it's 65.54. Correct?
Correct.
Yes, I have it changed.
And Toshiba was 25.15.73. Correct?
No,
No, that's the
that's-
total bills.
That's the total underneath Toshiba.
Well, whatever.
220
Yeah, underneath, I'm sorry, underneath Toshiba is 25.15.73.
So that's a new total.
Right,
The standard monthly total is 25,1573.
right.
Gotcha.
It was only 274.09.
Then we have a bunch of individual ones in the bills underneath that you should have taken a look at.
Well, we're gonna go
Alright.
through each one real quick, right?
Yeah.
The next one will be air cleaning systems. Total price was $905.
Mike, do we have to go through each one separately?
Yes. George, you gotta go through each one of the standard monthly bills individually and separately, and we gotta accept them
Just
each
did.
one.
You can't read them?
No, you have
can
to
read
go
them. You
through
can
them
read them
each
if you want.
individually. You have to read them.
You can read them if you want, but we got to go through each one individually as a group.
That's
Alright.
correct.
First one, fuel
Sorry.
purchases was 845.41.
Got it.
Good.
Okay, Wex. Uh,
That's the fuel. You just did that.
yeah, that was fuel. It's 845.41. Any questions?
We
Good to
have,
go.
No,
we have a past due, bringing it up to 1396.72. Am I reading that correctly?
That's a balance on this, but current period is 845.41.
And one bid period past due,
And then we have one past due at 551.31.
bringing
They
us
were
to
late. They were late cashing their check. That check has been cashed. That's why the balance is different on that. It's what we always.
So it
pay.
has been paid?
It has been paid. It was last month, but they cashed it late.
Right, that's why the circle's around the 845.41, right, John?
Correct.
Donna?
Okay.
Okay, any questions on that?
I'm good with it.
I'm
Good to
good.
go.
Good.
We're gonna okay each one of these?
Yep.
All those in favor of being okay at 845.41?
Yeah.
Raise your hands.
Yep. I'll take it.
Those
Good.
opposed? Carried. Next one I got is Toshiba at 274.09. Any questions?
That's the standard amount that we've been paying, right?
Well,
Correct.
Yeah.
he broke it down to 115 and 159. What's 159 for line officers?
Yeah.
That's two different machines.
It's a separate machine?
Correct.
But
Okay,
it's not, the amount is not out of order, so yes, we're good with that, I think.
Correct.
right. Those in favor?
Uh,
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? pass. Okay, so Sheba's got the list there in front of you. EMS charts, $44, same price it's been. Any questions?
I'm good with it.
Good.
All those in favor?
Good.
If there's something, when the treasurer or secretary or you, George, see something that looks out of line, just let us know. You
Okay.
know? But it's a standard charge, it's monthly and whatever, quarterly or whatever it is, then we should just, go through these and okay them.
Well, okay. Next one I have is Spectrum. We have Station 1 internet at 139.66. Nothing for Station 2.
Miss Treasurer, what's the
We
question
got,
mark with
wait a
the
minute, on the
EFT?
front page, on the front page, we now have a 65.54.
Is that for Station 2?
Yep.
Shanna?
Yeah, it's two more into it, but it's there.
Shanna?
Yeah.
Kelly?
I'm
Shannon,
here for you, Mike.
can you hear Shannon?
No one at Station 1 hears us?
Hello?
I can hear you.
Shannon,
Well, you
Oh.
ain't there.
I'm at home still.
we
I was
can't hear
gonna
you.
say, would you redo your
Looks
office?
like the total cost, I got 65.51 on the sheet, not on the PO, but looks like the total cost, if somebody adds them up and checks my figures, it's 10, 12,
George,
20,
it's 65.54, not 51.
right, plus the 139.
Right.
That's 10, 15. And I got 205. 205.20 for the total price. Any questions?
Well, as long as the PO that we sign gets changed.
Yeah, from the question mark to the new number.
All right.
We need to get the treasurer and the secretary back online here. We can't do any business without them.
Who's missing?
Both of them.
Secretary and treasurer.
Oh.
We just aren't hearing them.
Are they online?
Yeah, I'm watching. I'm
I'm
looking at
here.
Shannon waving at you.
Yeah, they're both
I'm
waving.
here.
Yeah,
We're
they're here.
not hearing them. Okay. I'm not seeing them for some reason. Just wanna
Shannon,
make sure.
Mike, you gotta click your arrow at the top.
Hey, Shannon, your microphone is real low. Shannon,
Mine is.
yes.
Because with both of us on it, it was squealing up here.
Okay, well,
Was that what
I asked
Bill
two
came from?
questions and didn't hear anything back, so that's why. So total for Spectrum is 205.20.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, good enough. Thank you.
All those in favor of
Uh,
accepting?
Aye.
Hands up.
Aye. All those opposed? Carried. Paperwork. Okay, well, there's the other. The next page of Spectrum is 65.54. Okay,
Right, we did that.
We did that.
okay,
Yeah.
paycheck. 156.06.
Good.
That's pretty
Good.
close to what's been, I think. Any questions?
I just
No.
want to go back to Spectrum for a second there. You just changed that one rec to 20, whatever it was, 220, 205.20, and now you've got another one for the,
No, that second one is what was added.
I know, but we added them, okay,
No, Bob,
Here,
there's two different
this is-
POs, a Spectrum for Station 1 and a Spectrum for Station 2, a PO for Station 2. The first one, I put both of them on accident, so there's a second one.
Okay, that's what I was asking. So it's 139.66 on one and 6554 on the other.
Right,
That's what- Okay, so
205, whatever it is.
Station 2 on that first one should be just lined out. And
Yes, I think so. Correct, Shanna?
I
Since
agree.
it's two separate POs, it should not be on this PO.
Two
Correct?
separate- Correct.
It's fine.
Okay.
Gone.
Are we all set?
Yep.
Okay, paycheck. 156.06.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
All those in favor?
Yeah, good.
Pass. All those opposed?
Hands up to the screen, please. For the record.
What?
The vote is gonna be a hand to the,
Yeah, we did.
we didn't, because I said hands. And you were moving. That's fine now.
Hands.
Remember, this is part of the record that we're gonna have. It's the video record.
Okay. Next one I got is National Grid, 856.36 for Station 1 and 134.61 for Station 2. 990.97 is total. Not bad. That's better than 3,000 we had one time. Any questions?
It's because of the garage doors.
Hmm?
Yes, right.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Hands.
Aye.
Okay, pass. Any opposed? No. And that is it for that. The next one I have now is air cleaning systems
Yes,
at 9:05. You have it in front of you? Any questions? Got your
No.
repair on Plymouth vent.
I make a
Good.
motion, we're all good.
a second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
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 Hands down. That's passed. Associated Fire Districts, membership dues, $300.
I make a motion, we pay the membership dues for $300.
Second,
I'll do it.
Bob Bonnet.
pass. Hands. Come on, Polly. Thank you.
As long as we're
Pass.
on it,
Any opposed?
Shannon, you have a comment?
yes, as long as we're on that one, there was a form that came with those. Who do I put on it? Do you guys want all the chiefs on it or just Scott?
Have we
Get
done,
all that.
have we done that in the past, all the chiefs on it?
I have no idea.
I don't know, I might have done it.
Scott,
It's gotta get mailed back.
I honestly don't know what we've done in the past. I think it's just been the chief.
Can I see it?
fine.
Is there an extra expense for adding the other two? Or I'm sorry, the other
Yes,
three?
it's 125 per person.
Yeah, so I think we've only done one in the past.
This
I
is-
say we stick with what we've done in the
this is only
past.
for this bill is only for the district. No. I'm saying about chiefs on it.
So the
That's
invoice
true.
said it's $300 for a fire district level 4 membership due.
So that's not dealing with the chiefs then.
Yeah, that's just us.
I'm good with that. I'll make the motion.
All,
I'll second it.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Pass. Okay, next one, at Battery World. 2 Vulcan light batteries. $14 each, $28.
Good.
Make a motion, we pay this.
Second.
One person at a time. Mike,
Stacy made a motion to pay the $28 for Battery World.
second,
Darby seconded it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
No ayes, hands. All those opposed? Pass. Okay, next one is Central New York Industrial Medicine. We have a DOT drug screen for a firefighter. Just in case somebody can hear it, I'm not gonna tell him his name.
No, good
He
job.
passed, by the way, $60.
Make a motion, we pay it.
Good. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Davis Elmer, again, annual inspection, sprinkler system, backflow, $383.
I make a motion, we pay Davis Elmer Sprinkle for $383. Stacy.
Second.
I'll second
All
it.
in favor?
Aye.
Yes. All those opposed? Next one, emergency vehicles solutions. Oh, boy. Kuzma battery saver, $375, a Kuzma auto eject for $225. Kuzma auto eject cover is $25, and the labor for 4 hours is $320. It was $945 placed in car 3.
Chief, did he not have this at all? Or was it total replacement?
Looks like a total replacement. Is that a total replacement, Chief?
Car one?
Scott,
You're muted, Scott.
he's muted himself.
You're muted.
No, no, I'm not.
There you go.
Okay,
There you go.
you can hear me now?
Yes, now
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah.
Okay. At last meeting, you guys approved the new battery chargers because the trucks were dying due to the computers being hooked up. This is Jim's replacement and mine. The next one should be mine.
Yep.
Jim's truck is going to need a new battery. We did not do Jerry's truck because at the last meeting, if you guys remember, he said his truck was not dying. Well, it is now, so we're gonna need to do his.
Oh, we got another month on it.
We got interest on the 945.
Yes, we did.
Okay, so car 1 and car 3 right now.
Right. Car 2's when his stuff's in, he's taking his truck up.
Yeah, it'll be next
So
month.
I'll make a motion, we pay for car one and car threes, both at $945 to emergency vehicle services.
Thank you, Mike. You second on that?
I'll second
Can,
that.
can we not, I mean, if the other one's gotta be done too? Is that right?
You can't get it done until sometime this month. We won't get the bill till next month.
I'm gonna
It'll
bring
have
it
to be
up
done under new
I'm bringing
business.
it up under my new business for the chief's report.
All right, thank you.
All those in favor? Show the hands. All those
Aye.
opposed?
All right,
Yes, for the 2. Fire service safety testing. Oh, boy. Ground ladder testing, 406 foot. $974.50. Heat
Oh.
sensor.
974.40.
I got $974.40.
Yeah, you said 50.
What?
Did I say 50?
Yeah.
Okay. Heat sensor, 56 each, 123.20. 2 rivets.
Fuck
Labor, 117.80. Then we had a ladder belt with lanyard, $300. No, $10.
30 of them.
What is that, Chief? What is Chief?
$10 each. 30 units.
$10 each for 30 of them. It's a ladder belt with lanyard.
there's 10 of them at $30 a piece.
Correct.
10 each, $30 each, $300.
Yeah, okay.
For a ladder belt, it's awful cheap. Is what I'm
That's the
questioning.
lanyard. It's the lanyard.
Just a lanyard? Okay.
Yeah.
And it says
It's not
ladder
the whole
belt with lanyard.
Yeah.
Here,
Yes, it's with lanyard.
it says
Oh, yeah.
lanyard with no shock absorber, two of them. Yeah, so my question is it just a lanyard or is it the ladder belt and lanyard?
It says with lanyard. It's a
Yeah, I know.
ladder belt with lanyard.
Yep,
Hey,
on
James?
the invoice, it says the same thing. So ladder belt with lanyard, $30 each, 10 of them
Read
for
it right off
300.
here. Ladder belt with lanyard, $10? That seems awful
That's kinda
cheap.
cheap. Yeah.
It's what they charge to do a ladder belt and and it's the metal
Oh,
cable
they test
lanyard.
them.
It's a $50 charge. There's 10 of them.
Okay, okay, I got it. He tested them.
Yeah, we.
We didn't
tested.
buy new ones, it's just testing.
I was gonna say, well, gotta be clarified, you know what I mean?
No,
Right.
no, you're right.
Stokes harnesses. One,
The inspection of the harness, yep.
and search rescue bags, 24 each.
George, does that say, because I have not seen that report, does that say what brindle set they tested? Was it off the rescue or the boat?
What? Say again?
The Stokes basket harness set, does it say which one they tested? I have not seen this report yet.
No, it just says Stokes harness.
Okay, because we have two, so that means only one got tested.
That's right.
So they missed one.
Okay,
Probably it's not the boat, because that just come out.
Yeah, I would assume that they missed the boat. So, okay.
okay. I'm gonna look on yeah, inspection of, it only lists one on the bill itself.
Right.
Okay, total of 24, 10.
I make a motion, we pay the bill for fire service safety testing. Once the chief is cleared, he can go up and sign the PO.
All those in
Second.
favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Aye.
passed. Any opposed? No. Okay.
Shannon, just make sure you leave it out, so the chief can sign that PO or car 3. Somebody's got to sign the PO.
Good catch, Mike. You're wide awake tonight.
Yeah, no, not really.
Mike, smile. All right, drone fire equipment. We got a New York State inspection on engine 2, pump test, and a bulb for 197.
I make a motion, we pay Jerome Fire Equipment for 197 for the inspection, pump test, and bulb.
All those
Second.
opposed? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those
Aye.
opposed? Passed. Drone fire equipment again. New York State inspection on engine 3 with a pump test, 195.
I make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Those
The
opposed?
PO, this PO also needs to be signed by car 3.
Yes. Otherwise, we accept the cost.
Good
Correct.
luck with that.
Making sure everybody else.
Hey,
Okay,
hey, Scott. Car 1.
Chief,
Scott, turn your mic on.
Hang on, I'm sending Jim a message. He was downstairs at the firehouse. If he is, I'll have him come up.
All right, he's not the claimant on the POs. It would be Jerome. Do you see the PO?
he's the authorized signature.
I explained that to him. It
Okay, I
should
just
be-
want to make sure.
It'll be corrected for the future.
Okay. Just
He's
making
not-
sure, buddy.
He's not used to filling purchase orders out yet, so
All right,
He'll learn.
perfect.
I'm breaking him in quickly.
That's good.
We ready? We
Yeah,
go ahead?
ready to go. Yep.
Okay. We got another one, drone fire equipment. New York State inspection for engine 1, $20. Pump test, $250. A valve for $896. Chief, what kind of valve was that?
Should be on the invoice.
It was a inner valve on the inside of one of the 2.5-inch intakes, if I'm correct. $8.96.
$896.
It might have been on the main intake valve. I haven't been able to go look at anything. Tomorrow I'm free, so
Yeah, you and everybody else. Okay.
Congratulations.
Well, it's not a complete storage valve, is it?
It's a valve without motor, according to the invoice.
it was not a Storz valve, no.
Okay. Valve without a motor is also like a storage valve, so that's why I was asking. Okay.
I believe it was the inside valve on one of the 2.5-inch intakes, but I will have more information on that tomorrow.
I think you're right. Hardware was
It would not pass the pump test without it, so we had to do it.
right. Hardware was $10. Primer motor was $280. Wow. And labor was $320, $332.50.
The valve that was bad then, if we needed an air intake and the other stuff like that, it would have been in the primer. That valve would have been on the priming system for the hard suction. So it needed a new valve so it could draft.
Okay. And then, so a total of $1788.50. Any other questions?
I make a motion, when the PO is corrected, obviously, we pay it for $1788.50.
I'll second that motion. Darby,
All those in favor?
All right.
All right.
Mike,
All those opposed? Pass. Rescue 7, just a New York State inspection for $20. Your own fire.
I make a motion, we pay Jerome Fire Equipment $20, as long as the chiefs make sure the PO is signed and corrected.
All those in favor?
second.
All right.
All those opposed? Pass.
All right.
Okay, Jerome Fire Equipment disposable mask, 50 count, and a 20-inch specialty hood, pink. $72, $20 for $92 total.
I make a motion, we pay the $92 to Jerome Fire Equipment for both items listed.
Second,
I'll second it.
all those in favor? Those opposed? Passed. That one's got a signature.
Yeah, those are
Jerome
correct.
Fire- Yeah, Jerome Fire, I'm sorry.
Gentlemen, so you know, on that pink hood, they were running a clearance special. There should be another one for some more hoods where they were running them on clearance and we needed hoods. So we grabbed what they had because they were at half price. So we got one pink hood, several with shamrocks, and several with breast cancer flag on it.
Hey, whatever saves money. Thank you.
Right.
Okay, Jerome Fire Equipment again. We need to have a 4-inch storage by 4.5 female long handle for $180 and a 7-inch cylinder diameter. I'm not quite sure what that is. Can anybody read that?
External bracket, is that it?
Is
Yeah,
that
that's what it looks like.
Exterior bracket?
$41 bracket?
Well,
Yeah,
123.
123.
$123.
Cylinder, 7-inch cylinder diameter external bracket.
It's a 41 unit price.
Yeah,
We had to
41
get 3 of them.
We had to
Yes.
get 3 of them, right? That's
Yeah.
3 of them.
in the
Where do you see?
in the other connector we
On the
found.
invoice,
Oh,
George.
I got you.
On the invoice. On
Yeah.
the invoice.
It should be on the PO.
Should be on
also.
the PO, so.
Right.
The
Shanna? Hang on, chief. Shanna?
Shanna?
can't hear her.
No,
Station 1. Anybody at station 1?
she's
She
talking.
says she's fixing it, guys.
Okay, we can't hear her.
We can't
Good.
hear her.
Thank you.
Welcome.
The Storts valve that was purchased on that purchase order as well, we found a broken one at station 2 that was still on engine 2 that they were using to connect to the hydrants, which was a safety issue, so I replaced it right away.
That's
Sorry,
fine.
I didn't get your prior permission, but I figured it was better to keep our guys safe.
Yeah, I gotta
No,
tell you,
that's
something. I drove the engine 2 to practice for the new recruits, and that is what we gave them to do a curb jumper with. And I go, you got to be kidding me. So it was good that you got right on it.
Oh, you found it before it was broke?
No, it was broken when we went to practice,
Yeah, that's right.
and everybody else saw that, you know.
Okay.
Jerry was going to bring one over to correct it, but he couldn't find one, so we needed to get it anyway.
Comment. All those in, all those
I
in
make a
favor?
motion, we paid your own fire equipment, the 303 for the 4-inch stoke
I second
and
that.
the 3 7-inch cylinder diameters. Okay.
All those opposed? What, Bob?
You didn't say, put your hand up for this yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Guys,
we didn't
put
hear
your
you
hands
say
up.
approved.
Yeah, I'm ahead of you.
Yeah,
I know I did it. Okay. For a total of 303. Yes. Okay, ice rescue suit repair.
I
We
can put
shipped
my
it.
earbuds on.
We shipped it.
You can't hear me. I don't know.
Okay.
We can hear you now, Shanna.
I can't. I can hear something.
Can you hear me now?
Very
Yeah.
weak, Shanna. Very weak.
it's probably because you guys are so close together at Station 1. Well, 6 feet apart, I hope. So your phones and the computers are offsetting and making the noise.
We may have to put some comfortable ear headsets in there so that they can hear each other.
Do it on their own and mute. Yep, you're right. No big deal. It's just as long as somebody answers. We're
And
good.
This is our first attempt at this. We're gonna have to fix some equipment that we're gonna keep doing it, that's all.
Yep, correct.
George.
All right, let's move on.
George, you're muted. George, you're muted. Unmute. There you go.
Okay. I didn't touch it.
There you go.
All right. The next one we got is an ice rescue suit repair. We sent it in. We couldn't repair it, right, Chief? That's
I believe that's $15 for shipping.
$39.90.
$39.90. Yeah.
For shipping.
Yep.
That is the one that they lost, that they sent a new one to us, but they charged us for shipping.
Yes, that's what the invoice says.
Okay.
That's fine with me. We get a $300, $400, $500 suit for $39.90.
Exactly.
That's good.
Yeah.
Al,
At least they made good on it. So I'll make a motion. We pay the $39.90 in shipping for a free suit.
all those in favor?
I second that motion.
And seconded. Anybody opposed? Pass. Oh, your own fire equipment again. Let's see. We have a G1 medium face piece. We have 4 of them at $13.40 total. With $15 of shipping, it comes to $13.55, $1,355.
I make a motion. We pay Jerome Fire Equipment the G1 medium face piece for 4 of them at $335 plus shipping at $13.55
I
total.
second it.
All
Shanna,
those in favor?
Shanna's got a question.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yep, now we
can.
can.
All right. Warren, can you let Kelly back in, please?
Yeah. All she's got to do is ask. She's not asking.
That's a recording.
Good?
No, she's having trouble getting back in. She got knocked out.
While she's out, your volume is excellent.
I
So that-
changed something, so
Oh, okay. We can hear you now with no problem.
That's,
Not on, no. Somebody likes his bed.
Mike, we lost your video.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Well, in the
I'm back.
meantime, I hear there's a long line of voters out there for you, or for somebody.
I'm getting excited. Okay, Kelly's coming back in. There she is.
Thank you.
There she is.
Echo.
We all set? Okay, back to the, are we all set, guys, girls, ladies?
Yeah, so I'll
Okay.
remake the motion. I'll remake the motion that Kelly's back on so she can hear it. We paid Jerome Fire Equipment, $1355.00 for 4 G1 medium face pieces.
And $15 in shipping.
And I second that motion.
Correct.
All those in favor?
Uh,
Aye.
Those opposed? That passes. Okay, Power DMS. Oh my God. Let's see. Pro base, $3,090. Power DMS license, $1,024.71. Power DMS training, $518.63. And Power DMS University, $187.50 for a total of $4,820.84. Wow.
Is Carl, you on?
Yes,
How's it going with that? We
it's going
continue
good.
to use it, pay it, nobody's using it,
No,
some are using it.
we are using it, getting the policies out there, especially the ones for the commissioners and everything like that. So that those policies are getting out there. We're waiting for the new policy regarding Power DMS and the enforcement of that regarding restrictions from Mark Butler. And as soon as we get that, we'll issue that to our members. But they have been doing a lot better at getting in there, except with the exception of a few. So I think it's getting out there, and now we're just about a year into it. So it's definitely a lot better than when we first started, and we just got to get policies updated.
Okay, Chief, Car One.
I think it's the best we've had as far as the ability to control who's got it, who's read it, etc. And I'm one of the ones that lagged behind for a while, but I got caught up, Carl.
That's good. My question, Car One, are you support of it as well still?
Absolutely. We're have some stuff coming out very shortly. We're in the final stages of approving 4 online PowerPoint and video training sessions to make up for the practices that we're missing. And it's an excellent tool because we can put the quizzes on there and track that. So, well, we're down and out with COVID. We're still going to be able to supply some practices to the members.
Okay.
And-
Well,
and
I'll
well,
make them. Okay,
and
go ahead,
just to
Carl.
go along with that is that we were averaging around 17 to 20 people taking the online courses at the beginning of the year when we replaced several practices for that. So we had good participation in that training.
Oh, very good. Anything else from anybody? I'll make a motion. We pay Power DMS the $4,820.84 for this year, and definitely review it for next year.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Pass.
Good.
Okay, Vandermolen refurbish on truck one, the 2010 truck. Yes, Suffin SPH 100. And there's a whole list of costs on here. You've got them on in front of you. The total was $37,992.91. I'm gonna make a note, not a motion, just a point of information. If we okay this, which we will, we could take $25,000 out of our normal budget, or I mean, out of reserves. That brings us up to the $500,000, which was in the referendum. And then we'll have to take another $12,992 or something like that. Yeah, $12,992.91 from the regular budget, just so you guys know. You got that, Shanna? No, things off.
Yeah, I think the chief mentioned or that Jerry had said that we had a warranty that would cover like $12,000 or something?
Car one?
Turn it on.
Can't hear you.
Sorry, yeah, we do have a warranty that was in the sales agreement, and I have a report on that to go over in my chief's report.
So well, I guess what we're saying here, out of this 37,000, I mean, are we going to get some money to go towards that?
Yes, I'll give a full report in my chief's
Okay.
report.
Well, I think we should hold off on approving the PO until we hear from the chief about what we're gonna get back and.
I agree.
Okay.
Well, yeah, actually, it won't matter, will it? I mean, we got to pay the bill, whether we get.
Right, we do have to pay the bill, but at least we can understand it a little more and go in a little more depth, I think.
Okay, we'll get in, well, we can, okay, the price, we can talk about it again later if you like. And if we do get, money back, it can go back into our budget.
Do you want an explanation on the bill?
Or you could do it now and we could just move with the bill. So you can give us your explanation now and we can approve it or not approve it.
Okay, so the upgrades that were done to that are where we changed all of the old lighting to LED lighting. So we have increased our lighting capacity for that truck tenfold. And then there were some issues that we knew about it upon receiving the truck, and then they found more issues as they got into it. One of the outrigger jack cylinders needed to be repacked. After they repacked it, it was still leaking. They found a crack and a hole in it. That was $5,000 worth of repairs. That was something that was not in the initial estimate of $42,000 to do the upgrade to the truck. So even with the additional things that we added as they had it out there with the underground lights, which are the ones below the truck that light up alongside the body that only came on when the doors were open, that we added some additional ones. So now we have lights down the side of the body because of the length of it that are on all of the time. That was a little bit more. Other than that, we would have come in almost 10 grand under the initial estimate to fix everything up on that. With what I found out when I told you guys about the outrigger having the issue, was the fact that in the sales agreement, it was written in that we have a warranty from the brokerage company up to a total dollar amount of $12,000. It is per incident for 1 year at a $3,000 repair. I've spoke to Brindle Mountain, the broker, and they said that they were going to work with us since we could not do a final COVID inspection, that they're going to cover most everything that I turn in. I had hoped to have it turned in, but I've been on quarantine and unable to do that with scanning and sending it off to the guy at Brindle. I'm gonna figure we're gonna get someplace between $10,000 and $12,000 back for some of the repairs that we just spent that we didn't know anything about. We found that the motor mounts on the officer side were completely shot, and that's what was causing the cooling fan to hit and completely damaged it again after we'd replaced it once. They're also gonna cover the tires. That's all in that $10,000 to $12,000 reimbursement that we should have coming. I just got to get it finalized. It probably won't be completed with them until January, and then I can report out on more of it in February's meeting. Is that it? Does that help?
Yeah, that definitely helps. I appreciate it. So I'll make a motion. We pay Vandermolen Fire Apparatus the $37,992.91.
I
I
second.
second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? It'll pass. And like I said, we've got to break that down because of the referendum, and we'll be fine, I think. Oh. Vandermolen apparatus, again, this is gonna be for engine 1, the current engine 1, correct? Chief? Yeah, he's shaking his head, yes. Labor, step pump panel for $346.25. Batteries, labor, $152.50. Batteries, 4 batteries, $176. It comes to $707.70. Travel, $218.50, and shop supplies, $51.38, come to a total of $1482.33. Any questions?
I make a motion. We pay Vandermolen for the repairs on engine 1.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Carried. Law offices of Mark Butler, legal services, $375.
Motion to accept it.
No signature on that one either.
Second it.
I make a motion. We do pay the $375 for the legal services, and one of the commissioners stops up and signs it, or the treasurer.
You want me to sign it?
I signed it.
Okay.
So it's signed. Darby seconded.
Yes,
All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Pass. And a second one from Mark Butler, a retainer fee for $3,500.
I make a motion. We pay Mark Butler the retainer fee for next year, which is going to be due for the $3,500.
I will make a comment here that we've used him quite a bit, so.
Yeah, we've only spent $3,500
I'll
last
second
year.
it.
Oh, yeah.
We've gotten our money worth.
Yes, we have.
Well, he's charged us a couple
Where-
times on individuals things.
Well, I'm looking at his voucher there and whatever, it says 3,500 okay, so on the next page, it says legal services retainer for 2021. Okay, yeah, all right,
Yeah, it's the retainer for
Yep.
next year.
gotcha.
I signed that one too.
Any,
Okay. A motion,
Second it.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Carried. And that's all I got.
no, you got
we
the
got-
election thing here.
Election,
I don't have.
election
anything.
clerks. So I make a motion. We pay the election clerks $35 each. It's for Susan Bonnet and Krista. Don't even want to guess her last name. 35 each for a total of 70.
And I signed it.
Any questions? All those in favor?
All right,
Aye.
Opposed? Pass. Carried. Okay. All the POs I've got.
Okay, so now we got, all of us got to get up there and sign that now, all those purchase orders, except for, Paul's already done it.
Correct.
Correct.
Shanna has it with her.
I had one more PO for Allied Spring and Suspension that Jim submitted for $80.33 for check rear alignment. But we paid this last month and they had already passed a check on it. So I think this was a duplicate PO.
You check into that?
Yes.
Okay, we'll hold that till later. Shannon, you want us to hold on to that until, or are you gonna hold on to that until you find out?
I already looked into it.
Okay,
So do you want me to do a PO for this Brindle Mountain $4,000 bill?
Mike, you brought that up. Comment?
Yeah, no, after discussion with Scott, we definitely owe them the money, so I make a motion, we pay Brindle the money that they're owed.
Do we want to wait to see how I make out with the warranty?
Well, this is,
Do we
this
have,
is the
do we have a
commission.
choice? Do you think we have a choice or what?
It's two different issues.
Yeah, it's two different issues, yeah, so.
Right.
Yeah.
I really
can't
think we
do
gotta
that.
pay them according to the contract, and if they back out on the warranty, we're gonna have to sue them.
Right.
So I think we just pay them and we make good on our end and hopefully they make good on their end.
And when I call them and talk to them, I'll tell them that we're sending it right out.
Yeah. I mean, and
I appreciate
hopefully
that.
they keep good.
They will. They seem very good to work with.
Shannon,
So
is that gonna go
I'll
out?
stick with my motion.
I'm still seconding.
Okay.
I'm
Shannon,
still third
question.
in.
That's gonna go out just now, right? If we pass it?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
All those in favor of paying for $4,000 to Brindle? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, what else we got here?
That's all the invoices, George?
That should be all the bills then. We'll go on, we'll continue then. Correspondence. I don't have any here, so. Kelly,
Maybe, does the secretary have them? Maybe she can read them.
that's why I asked. Kelly? Kelly's not there.
There she
No,
is.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
We haven't had
They
any
got it.
correspondence.
No correspondence?
Nope.
The only thing I got was a a little paper fire magazine, First Responder, which I'm gonna be bringing back up. There's something I wanted to looking at. And then I will bring it back up.
I got 4 others. Throw it out in your own trash can.
Yes, sir. Yeah, okay, you got enough then.
I got enough.
Yep.
Yeah, we get like 8 of those a week or month, however they come. So if you guys take them and read them at home, that's great. Thank you.
Yep. Happens to be somebody I know in her. Okay, no correspondence. Shannon, you got correspondence at all?
I don't know if you would consider a correspondence. I got an email about the 2021 procurement policy recommendation from Ben and Company that I forwarded to all you guys.
Where was that in?
And there's a copy of it in the package.
That's gonna have to come under new business.
Okay,
Okay,
that was it.
all righty. So we got nothing there. Okay, chief's report.
Okay. I'll start out. We had no new members and no resignations this past month. I'm working with the president to get our new member sworn in. He is the one that you guys had the drug test bill for earlier. Just so you guys know, we took the drug test policy that you guys approved last month, and we are testing them for 10 separate items. They have a test for 3 or a test for 10. We took the 10 as it was only a little bit more money. Okay.
Very good.
Yes.
I'll give you a whole itemized where we stand with COVID stuff all together. So I'm going to run through that. Looking for approval to purchase cloth masks, 2 cloth masks for every person that is a member of the fire department and or an employee that they'll be given that they must wear in the firehouse. So we have not got to worry about trying to find surgical masks and leave those out on the table for them, because sometimes they have a hard time getting stock at a reasonable price. As you guys saw, the last 2 boxes we paid $18 a box for to get them right away, because all of a sudden we found out that we were out of them. I ordered more Tyvek suits because I found them online, more Clorox wipes. They've all pretty much come in and added to our supply, and we are reaching our 6 months. We've exceeded our 6-month supply that we have on hand for the New York State law that's in effect. Safety Officer Lorzell will be giving his report under the administrative assistant, how the rest of the COVID is going. Sorry, I'm checking it off as we go along here.
Okay.
My battery is doing well since I've gotten the new system in the truck. As you all know, I've been on quarantine, so it has sat in my driveway now for a little over a week, and where before it wouldn't even sit for a day before the battery was dead, I'm having no problems. It started right up. I saw car 3 briefly this evening for a moment, and he said his battery is not holding a charge. I told him to go down to AutoZone and get a new battery tomorrow. Please expect a bill for that vehicle near $300 for a battery. I'm going to assume that car 2's battery, since it's been dying as well, is going to be done. So we're probably going to be looking at a battery for him if it doesn't take a charge afterwards. Okay. And with that, Jerry's truck needs that auto charger, $960. So far, masks for $900, battery for battery charging unit for Jerry's truck, $960, battery for Jim's truck, figure $300. Okay. Done. We have 4 members that completed the basic exterior firefighter operations class. Bradley Bonnet, Elizabeth Taylor, Nakia Fadden, Scott Whiting. They have all moved on to the IFO portion of the class. With that, Elizabeth Taylor's blue helmet, because she's a Ram, is 18 years old. We need to order her a new blue helmet, $316. She's going to need that when she starts to go into live fire. Okay. The fire police, their new gear is in. I just received a bill. We'll pay that next month. Spectrum for Station 2. Who is taking care of our Spectrum bills now? Who's our authorized person to deal with Spectrum? Shanna is? Are you the person on our contract with them, Shanna?
Should be Mike,
I pay the
Shanna,
bill. I
and
don't know if I'm
Carl.
on the contract.
Either
It's
way, it should
Carl?
be Mike, Shanna, or Carl. Either one of the 3 of us. If Shanna's not on it, it's Carl and Mike.
Okay. We still have not, I know we talked about this eons ago. And the guys were down there the other day with engine 2, and the TV is still not hooked up for any cable. So when they're sitting there doing standbys and stuff, the TV doesn't work. So if we can possibly get somebody on that, I'd greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll call Spectrum tomorrow.
Okay. Our generator service contract for Station 1 is up for renewal. I would like to discuss with the building representative, with your guys' permission, changing that from Cummins, because Cummins does not have a certified electrician to service the transfer panel. And the transfer panel was the last issue when we blew the wiring leg.
Therefore, people subscribe.
So the new people that we've been recommended to go to from them, I'd like to sit down with the building maintenance guy. I think that's Bob, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if we can sit down and we can review that, we're not gonna sign the Cummins contract. I would recommend that you guys don't sign the Cummins contract. I'm sorry, I'll rephrase that. The cancer bill information that was supposed to be emailed into the state by this past weekend, I was unable to do because I've been on COVID restrictions. I contacted the state. They said just when I get it to them, it's not a problem. So I'll be working on that just as soon as I'm free. Okay. The generator service contract stuff, Bob, when we go through that, we're gonna have to possibly put that out for bid. It should only be a couple grand, so we might be able to just get 3 quotes for the people.
Yeah.
Just to go backwards on that. Okay. We got an email from FEMA today saying that our grant looks like it was, we did some math to put it all together, and our numbers didn't match what we paid out and what we got. I talked with the gentleman on the phone today. We put what we put on it, what we actually purchased, which was about $17,000 more of equipment than what the grant gave us. So we just need to make our numbers match, get that back to him. He said, as long as we have that back to him by week's end, we're good to go. To update you guys on the radio grant, according to our grant writer, there is a possibility that we can make it work. We just have to sit down with the departments that are going in on the multi-department radio grant and see what we all want to decide to do. Engine 2 has been sold. I believe all you guys know that. They picked it up the other day. They got it back okay. They called us with some issues trying to register it. We might have to apply for a title and get that to them. Jerry and I are working on that with them now. Okay. Okay. We spoke about the brindle being tested earlier. That brindle is on Rescue 7. That brindle goes with the aerial device to hook the Stokes basket to. Now that we have 2 aerial devices and they're going to be at 2 separate ends of the town, we have enough Stokes baskets. I'm going to ask you that we get another brindle and we put it on engine 1 as we transfer that vehicle down to Station 2. That's $190 plus freight. Bob, as you know, we had a bad connection unit on that truck. You guys may know that we also did some hydrant training with the new members the other week, and we broke the hydrant assist valve from engine 2 during that training. I turned that into the insurance company. We got a check the other day for $1,330 as a reimbursement on that. That is after our $250 deductible. So I'm looking to replace that hydrant assist valve for the engine when it gets back down there, and that is $1,580, which we already received a check for $1,330. So our expense really on that's only $250. And with that, I also turned in a claim to the insurance company, as we had a member that was working a detail, putting some new items into Squad 5, which were the extinguisher brackets and so on, and some air cylinder brackets. And to get his hands in where they needed to go, he had to take his watch off, which happened to be an Apple Watch, put it on top of the Squad, and a bag was pulled off the Squad and pulled the watch, and it smashed it on the floor. So we will be getting a check from the insurance company to reimburse that young man for $467. We should see that check within a few days. On the truck, the work's been completed. We found a bunch of little more things as it got out there, and they got to do some more stuff. I explained that earlier. I'm turning that in. It is currently at the body shop. They are still looking at that estimate, still coming in right around $22K. I talked with Al the other day. He had started the process. He is thinking that that truck may be completed the week of Christmas. If it's completed the week of Christmas, we will get it over to Bob's sign shop to get it decaled for us. And then we will get it to Station 1 and get some more people qualified on it, as we have just a few qualified on it right now, and we need more before we can put it in service. So we will put it in at Station 1. We will get it loaded so at least it can respond with who's ever there. And we will get engine 1 down to Station 2 and get that all set so we can start responding out of Station 2 with that. I'm not going to rush right out with engine 1 to get it over to Bob's sign and through the 911 center to get it renumbered and relabeled right yet. We'll just still call it engine 1, as the truck will be called engine 1. And then with the county, the new modems that are coming in and the supposed Wi-Fi cellular system for connection, they're still working on getting money so they don't have to charge any of the fire departments or districts, that they don't have to pay their own way for the cellular connection. And the modems right now, they've awarded the RFP for the installation of it to United Radio. Nothing on who's paying for those as of yet. That is it in a nutshell.
Chief,
And
I believe that the modem installation's under the county contract and stuff.
okay, they didn't go into too much detail in the email they just sent out. They just said the RFP had been awarded to United and that there would be more information on our monthly Chiefs meeting in January. So thank you, Carl. I appreciate that. And with that, guys, I will have, the boat trailer is going back to STS tomorrow for an inspection, because as the boat sits on it now, it is crushing the fenders into the brand new tires. The first thing they said to me is your trailer actually rated to carry the boat that size. So we'll find out tomorrow. That trailer may be undersized. So I'll have some good news or bad news for you guys on that within the next couple of days. And then it'll go over to Brewerton Boatyard, be covered up, put away for the winter. Have not heard back on progress in pricing for what we have discussed in the past concerning upgrading the boat's technological abilities. And then Carl can give you, email got sent by the person I assigned it, got sent late. and they have not responded back to it, which Hutchinson's may be closed for the winter, as
Okay.
most of their boats out up there are all out of the water.
Is that
So-
the infrared or the side scan?
It's all of it, Mike. The infrared, which the FLIR, the side scan, all of that. Yeah.
We
So,
definitely need to try to stay on top of it. I know you probably are, but Brewerton's got the most technical boat on the water, and we got to keep that up.
yes, and we had an Oneida Lake Task Force meeting. Warren was at that, and there was a little bit of discussion on how they're going to do things. Hopefully, they're going to get back to the normal of the two closest units to it, and improve the communications, within the county of Oswego, Oneida, Madison, and Onondaga, so there's no delays. And then having better communications with all of us. I think that's
Okay.
it. And then Carl can give you the update on our COVID policies and everything. Take it away, Carrefour.
Hey, Carrefour.
Yeah, do you want that now or do you want it after the treasurer on report with the other committee reports?
You can do it now.
Might as well go now.
All right, under COVID, just to give you a little report on what happened is on Thanksgiving Day, I was notified that 2 of our firefighters were exhibiting COVID type symptoms and that they were in the station, one on a call and one not around as many other people. The day before, just so that everybody is aware, is that earlier this year I did complete the contact tracing course through Johns Hopkins, so I kind of knew what the procedure should be with that. So going back 2 days as per the health guidelines, I checked with both individuals. Their only time at the station was on Wednesday, the day before. So I notified the individuals that were at the call that I was given the names. Being Thanksgiving Day, I wasn't up there to look at the sheet. So then on Friday, I actually was notified that the 2 individuals tested positive. At that point, I notified everybody that was involved that I had their names for and put them in quarantine, basically. I don't think, and with the headlines that we've had, is that the health department has got to them to notify them. So we did that ourselves, and they all abided by that, except those that were deemed essential. So the 2 individuals that tested positive were actually released, going with, if you test positive, it's a 10-day isolation. And if you have no symptoms or temperature over 100.3, 3 days in a row before the end of those 10 days, they can be released. Those 2 individuals were released. We had 8 other members, 3 that it took a couple days, but I found out afterwards that were on the call also, that all went into quarantine. And the only thing they did was their essential duties, job, whatever they were going to, if they were essential. That did affect 2 of our chiefs, as Chief Levery has already stated. He was one of those that were in quarantine, and Chief Mucky was the other one. So they are no symptoms. I believe everyone has received a test back that was negative. Unfortunately, still with the State Department of Health guidelines, they still have to remain in quarantine because the virus can show up on day 13. And still, and if you got tested on day 7, you can still be positive later on, but after 14 days, that is usually not a problem. So they are all released effective tomorrow morning. So we are back to full strength starting tomorrow morning. So that's the good thing. I think the best part of all of this is that our policies about wearing masks. They all were wearing masks at that time, so that's a good thing. And we had nobody else exhibit any symptoms, and nobody else tested positive. So we have gotten through this part and doing what we need to keep ourselves in service at the station. Difficult decisions, but Chief Levery and Captain Swizdor, who is the infectious control officer, had a chat, and we pushed and closed, or basically, as the chief said, we took all practices offline. We also canceled our public events. That was the Christmas tree lighting and taking Santa in the neighborhood. That is something very difficult, but as the safety officer and the chief and the IFO, we decided that it was more important to protect our members. We knew we could protect the public and protect ourselves from the public, but it's, you know, if all of a sudden somebody's asymptomatic, and that is the biggest problem in the community right now on spread, is not knowing you actually have it, that we really needed to take and try to minimize contact between each members and leave that for emergency events only, and when we get alarms. Everybody's been reminded that, you know, when we get back from any call, to take and sign the book, you know, clean up, do whatever you need to do, and then get the heck out of the station. Let's not be hanging around, that type of thing. And I think that is working. We know that the rate is going up. We know the hospitalization rates are going up. And if anybody has seen the paper yesterday, it even talked about how even the paramedics now out on the street, EMS, is having a hard time protecting themselves. I know that they're taking some hits too, internally. So we need to protect ourselves as best as we can. I think we have done that. And with the review of what we had for COVID materials, that has been added. So I think we're in a good spot, and hopefully, you know, being 8 months, well, how many months now into this? About 8-9 months into this, we had one other person, that firefighter, that tested positive earlier in about a month and a half ago. I had no contact at all. So that didn't affect the fire department because they weren't around during their period. And they were isolated and stayed away during their time. And just the two that we had, one of the personnel that was on quarantine was quarantined from their own job, not from an exposure at the firehouse. So they were done today. So that put everybody back. I think we've done a really good job at trying to minimize that and keeping us in service. So with that, I'll just go in. All of you were sent a policy that Mark Butler, the attorney, provided regarding a law that is related to the COVID and pandemic. Basically, how is it labeled? Declared public health emergencies regarding labor law 27C that was passed by Governor Cuomo in September and has rolled down to the appropriate departments now, that we have to actually adopt that policy. And that is there for your approval, and more talk under new business. I think that is really it for all of my stuff, mostly on the COVID. I do plan on trying to keep you guys appraised. I did, after I put out the email, I did talk to Commissioner Stassi a little bit too, talk to the chief about putting out the email. And I think being the first time, there were some learning things here. So as part of my job, I will make sure that the board is updated right away on anything, working with the chief and making sure he's updated on anything, and making sure that our membership also knows what's going on, so that if we are down personnel for a response, maybe we can get some others that, just to know that we are. So we'll make sure that goes out. But all in all, I think this worked just as we needed it to, and luckily there was no spread from the initial.
I personally want to thank you, Carl, for that. Just so everybody knows, I'm one of the ones that pushed for us to be notified pretty much immediately. At least one of us, Carl and I have been working together on policy like crazy for the past year. So I would assume you guys don't have a problem with him letting me know, and I can let you know, or at least George, and then we can pass that information along. I did speak with Butler as well as Carl has been speaking with Butler with my permission to get that policy out. So the safety officer, not to take away from the chief's powers, but the safety officer definitely with the training that he has, or she or whoever, if he's ever replaced, we are updated and kept abreast. To hear it from somebody that's not totally in the loop, to me, was unacceptable. And as I spoke to a couple of you guys, the commissioners, about that, I appreciate your support on that. Carl, the only question I have is anything that's back from Butler on the policy that you've rewritten maybe a few times with his input?
I have not, from the initial rewrite and the questions that, or I should say the comments related to his questions, I have not heard back from him.
Okay. Well, I'll shoot him an email tomorrow just to make sure we keep abreast. He's usually pretty good. I know he's been dealing with some issues that obviously he's not allowed to discuss. We are also, from the attorney, allowed to know who may have been exposed, but it has to be kept within house unless those members have no issue with it being said. I've heard people saying people's names, and that's unacceptable unless it's okay with the person, basically. But the commissioners do have a right to know, kind of an executive session, because we're the ones that flipping the bill on the taxpayer's dime for any workers' compensation. But I definitely appreciate, Carl, you've been on top of it. And like I said, Chief, it's not to take any power away from you. You and Carl definitely need to work together to make sure that you keep everybody safe. And I really think Brewerton's done a really good job of keeping on top of it. So I appreciate it. Thanks.
I second that very much. I'm impressed with, and I told you this before, Mike, I'm impressed with you and Carl and the chief and their actions. I think they're top shelf. It protected our members both ways. But one question I had when you just said that when the two people that were actually possibly sick, they were let back in after they tested negative.
Yeah. So
No,
and they didn't
Carl
have to
can
wait
definitely
14
answer
days?
that. Yeah,
So
Carl can answer that.
Yeah. So George, under Department of Health guidelines, if you test positive, it actually is a shorter, and positive test is isolation, exposure is quarantine. So for isolation and you test positive, as long as you don't even have to have a negative test, as long as you do not have any symptoms for 3 straight days and no temperature over 100.3, and that's 3 days. So day 7, 8, or 8, 9, and 10. So dates 8, 9, and 10, then they can be released per the state health department guidelines. So because they already have it, they are no longer able to transmit the disease according with all the research. So they have a shorter period where somebody that may have been exposed, the way they have seen it, is actually up to day 13, it could all of a sudden show up with symptoms. So that is why.
Later on too, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why. And I know some people have asked about the state or the CDC new proposed guidelines. Those are guidelines and the state has to adopt those. The CDC does not change and override the states. So if New York State adopts those new guidelines that has shortened that period, then we will look at that. From reading that it is shortened to take and help people that might have a financial crisis, might not be getting paid and need to go back to work. And it does have to have a negative test in there and no symptoms, but they're still recommending 14 days if you can do it, just so that everybody is aware. We will stay up on top of those. And if those guidelines change, we will go with those new ones. But I'm hoping that we don't have to worry about this again. And, you know, good news coming that, you know, if you didn't see today, is actually citizens of Britain and their elderly population started receiving the vaccine today. And we know the vaccine's coming shortly into the US. Looking through the New York Times article for where you can kind of check where you might fall in, first responders, are in, like it goes, healthcare workers, elderly, and then first responders. So we are up towards that top chain so that we can stay in service. So we could actually be looking at vaccines for members and stuff if they go by that February, March area. So that is good news to help, you know, get through this.
I said, I appreciate the efforts that you three people have done, keeping us involved with it, and good job. That's all I can tell you. Is fantastic.
Hey, not to interrupt on that, sorry, because I just took a phone call from one of the North Shore chiefs, which would be the Oswego Battalion 3 group, which we are a member. Carl, so you know, and I don't have to call you later, everyone in Battalion 3 is shut down for the entire month of December. No practices, no meetings, no special events, nothing. Which goes in line with 2 of our neighboring southern departments as well, guys. So, and we're all working pretty close, and we talk to each other weekly. And I'm assuming that the Town of Cicero Safety Coalition will start back up after the first of the year with weekly conference calls on that as well. So we'll see how this goes from here. We got a trailer out back too, in case anybody needs to stay there when they can't go home. So we have that back. No, Shanna, you cannot stay there.
That would have been pretty handy after a couple parties.
Well, all right. Hey, are you all set, Chief? Again, good job. It's really impressive to sit back and listen to you guys operate this way. And I know it was tough. I know you were worried. We all were, but things come out all right. Thanks to you guys.
We're still worried.
Well, we have to do that anyways. That's a daily thing now. All right. Chief, you're all set? Treasurer's report.
Just so you know, Scott mentioned already what we received a reimbursement check from the insurance company for $1,330, and that was deposited on December 3rd. And we had a check for $40,000 that I deposited yesterday from the sale of the one truck. Also,
What? I'm sorry. What was that, Shannon?
we had a check for $40,000 that I
Okay.
deposited yesterday for the
Thank you.
sale of the truck. So the total for all of our bills paying out this month is $64,737.31.
Well, okay.
And then the bank account, when you guys come up here to sign the POs, can you also sign the bank account face sheet? I'll leave it on the desk also. The operating account total as of November 30th is $320,390.02.
Okay.
The building and expansion account is $304,153.18. The truck and equipment account was $333,285.96. The contingency account is $41,000. The radio account is $26,045.45. And the emergency repair account is $20,111.74.
Shannon,
Yep.
the truck equipment, I have a different number than what you read. I have $333,285.96.
Is that what I said?
No. That's not
Oh,
what
that-
you read.
I must have read it then. 'Cause that's-
I think you said 283. So
Oh, it should
333,
be
285.
$333,285.96.
That's
Sorry.
what I got. Okay.
Okay.
For a total of $1,044,986.35.
Got it.
1
So
million
those-
what, please?
$1,044,986.35. So those totals are without those two deposits that I made this month.
Okay.
So just so you know, those the $40,000, the $1,330 went into the operating account. The $40,000 I put in the operating account, but then I transferred that $40,000 into the truck and equipment account.
Right.
And then I did a single transfer, which based on George's conversation earlier, I might have to change this, but for the Vandermolen 37,000, whatever the Vandermolen bill was for $37,000, I transferred that from the truck and equipment back into the operating account. $37,992.91. I transferred that from the truck and equipment into the operating account because we didn't have a line item for that truck yet.
Correct. We
Right.
still haven't set up a line item for that truck.
Right.
So the resolution was for us to spend money out of the truck and equipment account.
Right,
Correct,
so-
George?
Yeah, but we added when we went to referendum, we only went for 500,000. And this puts it over to 500,000. So what I'm suggesting is we take the 25,000 out what's left, because the truck was 475, right, chief? Yeah, 475, and then 25 brings us to the 500 that our referendum goes, and whatever it was, 12,000 or something like that, we take out of what budget we got remaining.
So the transfer I made from the truck and equipment into the operating account for the $37,992, you want me to transfer that money back into the truck and equipment?
Well, you won't have to. Just make a note that that's what we did, because we're going to be putting more money in there from the leftover monies from our budget, if there is any.
Yeah, I put it in the memo section in the bank account when I did the
Yeah,
transfer.
all you have to do is show that we went to referendum cost and the other money come out of our budget, and then we'll put at the end of the month, we put money into those reserve accounts. Well, we should have 200 and some odd thousand. I don't know what the bills are
That-
tonight.
Debbie has those numbers all figured out already for what we have
Yeah.
left over.
Right.
So technically, we have to, once truck one goes in service, make a new line item and budget what we think is going to be for the truck out of this budget year. We didn't do it, I don't think, with the new budget, which is fine. We can make a new one
Well-
at any time.
We just couldn't make a new
did.
line item yet because of the accountant. They have our QuickBooks, so we can't make any changes right now.
Plus the truck's it's not technically in service yet, so.
And then, well, we own it, so we have to put it.
Right.
And we have a
So we
budget.
just gotta
line
make a new
item
line item.
For next year. Yeah.
Correct.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
Engine one's gonna station two, and then we just gotta label it right, that's all.
I thought that we talked about, you guys were gonna do and switch them to vehicles, just a vehicle number for each one. And that was gonna be outside of the, whatever the call out is. So truck one might be vehicle 32 or something like that. Is that going to be in the 2021?
No. Right now, we didn't do that. Right now, we got engine one, we got truck one.
Well, once we can get back into,
I'll get with you and we'll do that.
once we get our accountant's copy back from the accountant, we can go in and change them, but we can't change anything yet, but we need to change a lot because there's a lot of line items in there, vehicles that we don't even have anymore. And ones that are named wrong, so it needs to be cleaned up.
Shannon, I've already done it. I'll give it to you when we get together, okay?
Okay.
I already got a budget proposed. I was gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring it up tonight, but there's a couple things. I didn't know what the monies we had left for this month, because I want to put money into reserves, and I won't know that until we sit down and we got the final figures for this month, and then next year's budget is I've already been working on that, so I'll get with you on those, okay? And then we can present it to the next meeting. Yeah, and I took that in account, and I'll just get with you, and then we'll get it set, and everybody will get a copy. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. We just have to be careful when and you didn't know about this, when we go for referendum, that's all the money we can spend. And whatever the referendum says. We can spend extra monies on something.
Out of the general fund.
Out of
Correct.
general fund. It's not general fund, but other line item or something. Yeah, exactly.
So she did the correct move to move it, but if we get to that 500,000 point, we just got to spend out of our general fund.
And we already have, so $12,000, we're fine, because we're gonna be putting leftover monies back into that account anyway, so we'll just take the 12 or whatever it is out of that. That's all. It's just balancing the books a little bit. Okay? I've done this for many years. All right, I lost my page here. Oh, good. So you're all set, Shannon?
I think Debbie has something.
Just a quick thing. That's all right. I don't need to be on the picture. I did a real quick budget, and it looks like at the end of the year, we're gonna have about $240,000 left over that you guys will have to make a decision on where you want to put it, where we want to transfer it.
We usually shift 50,000 to cover bills, and we shift 50 whatever for next year's stuff. But under new business, I'm definitely gonna ask to help the fire department out a little bit because they're gonna be short, which we're okay to do, but we'll make that decision under new business.
Okay,
But you're right. We shift money at the end of the year, but we always leave enough to cover for what we have to pay.
Don't forget, we're building a building next year. We're starting it.
That's fine.
It's, we should be able to, how much is the company gonna need? You know, got any idea? And what
Yeah,
for
I do.
what?
I'll bring it up under new business.
Okay, all right.
They haven't been able to do anything with fundraising, so we lose them. It's like a union and the union workers.
We're allowed to give them some money, but.
Yeah, 30%, but not that much.
And one of our line items on, just for your information, one of our line items is $55,000 for the trucks. So,
Yeah.
and then after that, we can figure it out of that, right?
I'm definitely not. I'm not asking for a killer amount, but a decent amount. But under new business, we'll discuss
All right,
it.
new business.
Yeah.
You all set, Shannon?
I do have one more thing. It's an invoice from BFIS for $13,892. I brought this up last month and you guys said you would discuss it this month.
GHIS.
What is it?
That was for the difference on the LoSAP, right?
The pretty thick packet here.
Yeah, that's the different on the LoSAP, is that if we wanted to pay that difference or just let it come from the fund.
Carl, what do you think? You watch it, you and Paul, what do you think?
I think we should probably leave it. I don't know, Carl.
Yeah, I mean, our funds are pretty good there. I know we probably have some new members going in, or I should say members are newer going into the program next year. Honestly, I might add it as just a safety with, and the reason why I'm saying that is that we probably have this year a lot more people getting points with the new passed law regarding the LoSAP points for COVID. So those people that might not have been getting credit will definitely be getting credits this year, and pretty much everybody will. And if we stay, depending on when the state of emergency ends, we'll decide when the points would end. But if we went the full year next year, for some reason, and God, I hope not, but with the vaccine, but we're going to have, even if you go 6 months, you're talking, 30 points right off the top right there that people would get. So new entries into the program and stuff like that, you're going to add in. So if the money's there, I think I know we budgeted for that contingency. I would just add that to the fund. And then next year, if things are down and stuff, I think we'll be in better shape to just stick with the lower cost.
Anna, how much was the difference?
$13,892.
Oh,
George, that's still under the budgeted amount. I do know that we're still under that.
Yeah, but that budget amount for the awards program, what we have left over? I'm sorry. I think we had.
I think we're over that a little bit, but I know we're definitely under the budget. Maybe not a lot, but we are still under it.
Yeah, I can tell you. Where are we here? Service awards. Yeah, how much is it going to be? You want to take it out of that?
About 14,000.
$13,892.
Yeah, we could do it. It looks like a lot of money here, but that money was also going to go someplace else. But it's in reserve, so it's instead of 230, we're going to take 13,
$13,892.
$92. Okay,
14,000, about.
13,892. I got it.
So that makes the monthly bills now $78,629.31. Is it okay for me just to do the PO for this?
Yeah, if we approve it,
Yeah.
we gotta approve it.
We're gonna be tight, but we'll sit down and we'll figure out how to divide that money. I know we got to put the 55 into the truck. We'll be all right. We can do it. 13,000 is just less money going into the building or the truck. One of the two. Probably the truck.
No.
Well, we're fine, Mike. We've had some big expenses this year that we don't normally have. We did,
No, I agree. We got the money. I mean, we definitely have the money. I'm all right to fund that because we don't want to lose it in 2 years and go, oh, wow. Now we got to fund 60,000.
Right. We wouldn't have to do that. We can take it out of this.
You know
year.
what I mean? It's being facetious, but
right. I just would take it out of this year's budget and then do the best we can.
yeah.
Is that what you want to do?
We're gonna have to bring it up in our new business.
Right. But is that what you wanted to do? Take it out of this year's budget?
Yeah, that actually, Mike, would be.
Me personally, yeah. Yeah, or old business. We did discuss it, old business. I mean, yeah, Carl's right. Yeah, we're good. It's up to everybody else.
Right.
But we don't want to get caught in a lull and not have enough in our account.
I'd like to hear
extra money.
Can I hear the motion so I understand? You guys talked for a really long time there. What is it? What are we trying to, where are we getting and what are we doing?
We're not making a motion yet. The issue is because so many people are going to be getting points.
Yeah.
They're recommending we might stash away another 14 grand into the retirement account. We do have enough left over or apart, but enough out of our budget for the rest of this year to shift that into an account just in case.
Well,
if
even
we don't,
if
3 years later, we might get hit with a larger bill.
If we don't shift it and we need it, that's a problem. If we shift it and we don't need all of it, it's a good deal.
Right.
So, yeah.
Oh, you
so
got
whenever you're ready.
approximately $230,000 left over. It's just that we got to put some more in the truck equipment and into the building. In the building, you only got 300 and something, if I remember right.
304,000.
Right.
304,000, correct.
And you're looking at probably be 450 for the building. But we got a new budget start in January, which we could take out of when we need it. Because we'll earmark another 150,000 off the top. That's all.
Yeah. Okay.
So under old business, I'll probably make a motion that we do it to protect ourselves from getting hit with a higher amount, say the market crashes or something happens.
Right.
And this is actually to bring us up to what our costs are for 2020 from the 2019 evaluation that we received. We have the option to pull it from funds or put the money in there. We have already taken out money from the fund itself instead of putting money in earlier this year to take care of one of the post-62 back pay. And so my recommendation would just, bring this even to that, just so we can stay in that same evaluation period area of 80%. So it's actually not to protect anything, just to try to stay within that same valuation.
Right. We don't need to get below that because if we do, it's going to cost us more in the end, and then we're going to have to ask for more money. And
right, it's a possibility.
Yeah, that sounds
All
good.
right, we can talk about that later again. You have to bring up the old business, right?
correct.
Okay. All right, we'll bring that up in our old business. We'll I'll just make a note there. Are you all set, Jana?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner and committee reports. Anybody? Any committee reports? Commissioner reports?
The only thing I forgot earlier, but I'll just bring it up now on mine is the building. I still have not, we have not received any feedback regarding where the grant stands for the fire department with the state because of the COVID stuff. So we're still waiting for that. So I know you guys are taking, and the generator project was one of that. So I would just keep up with the maintenance on that, and hopefully that money will be released at some point in the near future when things start subsiding.
Yeah, and that's we just can't count on that now. I talked to one department, they're still waiting. It's been 4 years. It was even before the coronavirus. The state was reluctant to, for whatever, to reimburse them, and they're paying the bank money, and they're kind of broke, and they've been broke like that for a long time. And the state still hasn't helped them. So I mean, that's the way it is right now. All the money that the state's got, they're trying to do something with the coronavirus, and you can't, you can't. What's more important, people's lives or the building? That's what they're looking at. So we'll see.
What happened with the Davis Ulmer inspection?
I'm sorry.
What happened with the Davis Ulmer sprinkler inspection?
What happened?
Daddy, open one of those tomorrow, you know why?
No, Chief,
Yep.
yeah, the inspection was good.
Okay.
They gave us a couple of ideas that they wanted us to maybe follow up on. I don't have that in front of me, but everything was good.
Okay. And have we received any bills from the emergency generator transfer switch repair?
I haven't seen any.
Okay.
And that's the company we want to switch to, right?
Well, it's one of the ones we're going to look at considering. And since he's a master electrician and there aren't many people out there that do it, but I know he came out that night and, on a drop of a hat. So I didn't know if he had billed us for anything yet, because I haven't received anything.
No, I haven't.
I just want to be fair to the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Bob.
Yeah.
I watched them.
Okay. Hear a voice. Oh, it's Mike's kid. Okay. Any other old business?
Can we move on to old business yet, or we were just on committee commissioner?
Well, committee and commissioner reports, but the only thing I got to say is I've been going through the budget. I didn't have this month's figures yet, but I'll get with Shannon and we'll come up with a proposed budget for next year before the meeting. It's not going to be, obviously it's not going to be quite enough. We'll have to make some tough decisions, but I'm figuring at least 150. We may not put any, because we're going to get some money back someplace else. I'll have to sit down with Shannon and see.
Yeah, for next year's budget, we've already approved next year's budget with the town, so it'll probably be for 2022.
Right, it's just it's just how we're going to divide the money, Mike.
Okay.
This year's money has got to go in reserves, and it depends on how we got to do it. How much we can do it. And next year's budget is already set.
We started on next year's. Okay.
Yeah. All set on that. This is what are we going to do with the excess money we have for this year? How we're going to divide it? And hopefully we'll put more, at least 100 plus into the building account, which will bring up to about 400,000. And then whatever left over we'll put into the truck, if it's okay with you guys. But we'll do that in January. Okay? What? You're shaking your head. What's the matter?
No, Tanner, he's driving me nuts.
Who?
My son.
Oh, okay. That's not this. All right. I thought you were shaking your head.
No, we're good. No.
Okay. Any other reports?
How about the election report?
9 o'clock yet?
It's 9:15.
15.
9:15.
That'll be up
It
to
is,
Kelly.
we had 18 ballots. I have not, Josh has brought the facts back up here and Sue and Krista have gone home. I haven't, I'll go look at it in a minute.
Boy, it's gonna be close.
I know.
That'll be
Votes
under
for
new
that
business.
one
anyway.
candidate.
I can help count if you want.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Hi.
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 The only
See,
problem I have with the
hi.
ballots is that one of the people who came in to vote also wrote Warren Darby's name on the line underneath Warren Darby's name, almost like it was his signature.
Oh,
I wonder who that was. I wonder who that was.
Okay.
that's, you got no idea. Do we have a camera in that room?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Next.
Thank you, Sue.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Krista.
You're welcome.
Okay, any old business? We
Oh,
could talk about some.
Did we ever make a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
No.
No.
Yeah. No, yes, we did.
Oh,
But we
I
can
don't
do it
think we
again.
did. Kelly, I'll make a motion, we approve the treasurer's report.
Second.
Aye.
No, we're getting tired, guys.
Yeah.
Who did the second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hands up.
Who?
Yeah.
Bonnet,
All those
Bonnet
opposed?
seconded.
Paul, Paul.
Carried.
We're getting tired because we're 2 hours in now.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
gotta,
it's- I mean,
gotta move this
I mean,
on, guys.
it's our first night. It's our first night.
That's
I
right.
get it.
I'm just giving you time. We're 2 hours in.
Yeah.
Old business. Any old business you want to talk about?
Yeah, let's, I will. I make a motion, we pay that 13,000 and change Shanna brought up to make sure we're at the 80% for our service awards program. As much as I don't want to spend the money, I don't want to get caught behind next year. We got the money in the budget left over, I guess.
Okay,
Makes sense.
a second.
I'll second it.
All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Carried. That's another 13,000 out of that.
Yeah.
13,000.
Yeah.
Closer to 14.
Yeah, I
13.
don't have this month's total bills anyway, so that's why I gotta get with Shannon. We'll sit down and 6 feet apart and and I'll show her what to do. Not a problem. And anybody wants to sit in, you're more than welcome. Okay.
Shannon, did you hear that?
Hear what, Michael?
We approved that.
Yes, yes,
On
I
the new
got it.
budget and all that. And-
So
and
with
finishing up
that includes the 78,629.31 for a total for this month's bills.
Correct.
Right, 78,000.
629.21.
829.21. Yeah,
31, yeah.
31.
629.31.
I'm not worried about pennies. Okay. All right, that's a good figure. That's December's. Wow. All right, yeah, that'll give me a little thing, and then I gotta balance. Check and see if they balance the thing there, so we're good. All
Do you
right.
have a total, 1 second. Shannon, do you have a total left over after the new 13.8 something for this year's budget or the budget left over?
About 212,000.
Okay. Thank you.
That should be a 217 roughly. Yeah. So how do you want to divide it? Any idea? Wait a minute. Oh, this is a little bit. Any ideas how you want to divide that?
We'll have to wait till new business for that.
No, it's still on the old budget. You just spent money out of it, so. It's just an idea. I mean, we don't have to, it's nothing written in stone, but I'll give you, usually I could do it and figure out what we gotta do in the future, but I just don't have all you
Yeah,
guys.
that's fine.
All right, we still under old business?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mike, did you have something else or?
Well, I want to get this settled first.
Oh.
We got $217,000 roughly, give or take a few change. We got a building to build, which has got $330 something thousand in it. So that's going to need at least 100,000. I would post maybe 150 out of the 217 and the rest into the truck or truck and equipment. So 150, that would bring us up to 480 for the building, and that would bring 67,000 roughly in the truck and equipment.
The only reason why I said under new business, not to interfere with you, George, is because the chief has some requests for spending. So hopefully, if we can deduct that and find out exactly what we have left, I'm all.
Well, that doesn't come out. That's not coming out of this year's budget. That has to come out of next year's budget.
For Scott's request tonight.
Yep. You won't get them until next month.
Okay.
Understand? Tonight,
Yeah,
tonight our budget stops. Well, at the end of the month, it stops. So if we have to, this is just proposal now until till December 31st. It can change if we have to. If all of a sudden a truck breaks down and we got to spend $50,000 on it, then we'll have to do it. And we got the money right there. That changes everything. And usually me and Kathy did this at the end of the year. We just took the money and, put it in places with some input. So I'm going a little ahead of time instead of waiting to the last minute in January and changing it over for the meeting. You guys will know proposed right now where it could go. And I'm suggesting, and it's just my suggestion, we put 150,000 into the building. We can look, and the remainder of monies into the truck and equipment. Oh, what's everybody's opinion?
Yeah, we see you.
I agree with shifting some money, but if I want to move, the fire department needs 10 to 15 grand help this year.
We can't give it
next year.
We can give it to them next year. Well, we can. We still got.
No. I'm asking, do you want to move it from funds this year so we don't mess with next year? I don't care either way.
I think it isn't.
That's why I just want certain.
It's not due until March. Let's wait until the first of the year and we'll make that move. See where they sit.
That's all I'm asking. I didn't know if you wanted to take it from this year's budget or next year's. I don't care either way.
If it's next year's payments, we take it from next year's budget.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll know exactly where they're at.
We carry, just so you guys know, we carry roughly $150,000 to $200,000 a year extra. Don't go jumping up and down because, again, we have to put in reserves. That's what's keeping us from paying these big bills. The other side of the coin is we can always take from that money a little bit at a time, like 10 or 20 grand for the fire company or whatever comes up special. We may want to buy a suit for, special suits or something, whatever. That extra money, we usually have that unless we something way out of a whack. Now the truck is going to request more money for repairs, but not a huge amount, hopefully. And we'll have to overdraw that account if we do, but it balances out. We put ourselves in that position to do that. So if we got to have 10 grand for the company, I just soon wait till next year. Because they don't need it now, right?
For
No, they
next
don't.
year.
No, it'll be for next year. I didn't know if you wanted to shift it or not this
Yeah.
year.
Let's do
It's
that
not a problem.
Next
Yeah,
year.
what we're doing, what I call is zero-based budgeting. December 31st, everything's closed out and we go into our new monies. We even have to borrow our own money to cover for the first 2 months. And we borrow it and we pay ourselves interest. So, and it's nice to be able to do that because usually we go by the 4 or 5% and it goes into our funds, not the banks. Okay? You understand that?
I motion to table that until next year.
I'll second that motion, Bob.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? That carries. We'll cover that in next year's budget. Yeah, it just, we don't purposely carry money over. We put it in the bank and then we borrow, in January, we borrow our own money. Just so you guys know. I thought you did, but. All right, any other old business?
Yeah,
Go ahead, Carl. The procurement policy, please.
no, the procurement was passed last month. The investment policy, at the request, and I think Mike can take and talk about this a little bit more. He talked with Mark Butler just to pass on the concerns of the commissioners. It's easier when there are some concerns on policies than going back and forth through me for one of you to talk with him. So Mike did talk to him on that, and Mike can go over the one change on the investment that I think that everybody had a question on, and just some wording changes. Do you have it in front?
So I don't know if you guys have it in front of you, but I did send it back out to everybody. We are the ultimate say, not the treasurer. I know you guys all went back and forth with Carl, and Carl was actually on par, but the wording was off a little bit that we didn't like, which is fine. So Butler and I tweaked it. I resent it to you guys, but we have to pass something. So I'll make a motion, and I hope you guys read it all. It was tweaked. That gives us the whole power over the treasurer of every decision where we move our money.
Yeah.
So I'll
So
make a motion that we accept that. I got to get my phone charger.
In other words,
so
Go ahead. You guys can go ahead. I can hear you in my ear.
So what they tweaked was in number 3 of the policy. The Board of Fire Commissioners is responsible for the investment of all fire district funds. It hereby delegates the administration of the investment to the fire district treasurer, subject to oversight and approval of the Board of Fire Commissioners.
so nobody can just go into an account and take money out.
Yes, correct. It says that, yes, you delegate responsibilities to the treasurer, but the treasurer, basically, it's your oversight and responsibility to say, yes, this is what we want you to do.
Paul and Bob,
Yeah.
the procurement thing that you're looking at is different than what they're talking about.
Yeah, I know. Once I started
Okay.
reading, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it was already on our email. I read all through it before.
We've been doing that for many years when Kathy was here. She didn't do anything without letting people know. It's just good business. I've seen it in other districts. I've seen it in other businesses where the treasurer or anybody in some places, they go into the bank, take the money out, deposit it, or not deposit, but say invest it or deposit it someplace else, and a little bit at a time or big at a time, and when they get caught, it's all splashed all over the newspapers. We try to protect.
Yeah, no, that's where everything, you have the procurement policies in effect, and you should be getting those new forms and stuff from the chiefs for any requests or from anybody as far as that. And then for the investment, that's just on the investment side of things. where it does have your oversight. And just a reminder that, yeah, like you said, you have to have it. General municipal law requires it. So, and Mike and Mark Butler just tweaked that to put the wording in there so that there was no doubt about it, that you guys have oversight and approval of any of the changes or whatever in the investments that are needed.
Can I make a motion to accept it as rewritten?
Mike did.
You did?
Mike did.
Yes, sir.
Second,
Yep.
Okay.
I have a motion and second to pass the revised procurement.
No, investment, George.
Investment section,
You've already got the motions.
right.
I already motioned and Bonnet
All
seconded.
those
it, so.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried.
All right, I'll get that up in Power DMS and out.
Thank you, Carl, and
It's the only thing I had under old business for policies. The other one's under new business.
okay. Any other old business? We'll go on to new business then.
I don't know what you want first, if you want me or you want to handle the chief's stuff or however.
Well, let's get you first.
All right, I sent out the new policy regarding operational plans in the event of certain declared public health emergencies. I received this from our attorney, Mark Butler, that, again, as I explained on my COVID report, that the governor passed the law. So I'm not sure if everybody, I think probably everybody was able to read it. Basically, under the labor law 27-C, we must provide an operational plan in an event of a declared public health emergency, which we're currently in right now. And it provides a continuation of operations. Basically, there's a bunch of different definitions. The communicable disease, this sets forth for any communicable disease. One of the things is that, which I did talk to the chief about during COVID, that we must have 6 months worth of supply for PPE. With that, under the policy plan, we also, with the chief and the board of fire commissioners and stuff, have to designate essential and non-essential personnel. So, in doing that would be probably, what can be done remotely. The biggest thing here is we do not have a big staff. So there's not a lot we have to, I don't think we have to really designate. You could say essential or non-essential, but in reality, the staff that you have every day besides firefighters is myself, Shanna, Kelly, Debbie, Rob, Don Mackey, the employees that are cleaning and doing your reports. We're usually not together all the time, and we're usually in different offices except for the secretary and the treasurer are sometimes together and they're practicing social distancing. So it's just the rest we kind of already have. The only thing that I think working with the chief that we do have to is look at what we want to do with firefighters down the road. Is they are considered essential, but if they are going in quarantine, do we want them to respond to certain incidents and not others, and kind of alleviate that can be looked at further too if needed. But we have to designate that, and we just have to have that policy. And then on decontamination and stuff, and that is the rest of that policy, what we have to go for. We have to take and get from Mark Butler. So Any questions on that? I know I just quickly went over. It's been a long night. I'm not sure. Did anybody not get a chance to read it? And like I said, this law was passed in September. So, and Mark's recommendation is to get this approved as soon as possible. But I also want to make sure you guys are comfortable with it too. Are there any questions? Did everybody get to review it?
I did.
Go ahead, Bob.
No, I read it. That's all I'm saying.
Read it. Bob,
Yeah.
don't have, I'm not sure, Warren, Paul or George, do you have any questions?
No, I read it. I didn't see where he could sign off on it though, but I read it. I have to go back in.
It's not in for signature yet on the fire department. It has to be approved by the board. I put it in Power DMS for you guys to review there too.
Yeah, I reviewed it.
So, no questions, George?
I thought it was pretty good, but now the state might change things as we go. I didn't see anything that would automatically change it to the state's rules.
Yeah.
Careful.
So if the state modifies anything, then
Little bit.
it would just modify our policy to meet the state. This is under, and they would have to change the law. The governor issued that law, and we would just go, Mark would be notified of those law changes. That's why you're retaining him, and he would provide updates saying, okay, this is, modify your policy for this. So we would just do that anytime for that. So.
Okay.
So if there's no question, I'm going to recommend to you guys to approve that. So that way, if we are asked, we have that policy in hand. We don't need the state yelling at us. And I'm not sure how they expected everybody to, all of a sudden do this real quick. But we got it. And, this is what you're paying Mark for. So he was right on top of this for us pretty quick. So. I'm not sure where Warren is, if he had any questions, but.
Any comments on from you guys?
No, I motion.
I make a, go ahead, Bob.
I motion that we accept it as changed by the lawyer and Carl.
Not changed, issued.
Issued. Well, it did change a little bit.
No,
different
policy. That's a different policy.
Different policy.
This is the declared health emergency policy.
No, it's a state, right? So yeah, we got to accept it, don't we?
Yeah. Yes.
So yes, let's motion to do it.
Okay. I have a second.
I'll second it.
I mean, second to accept the policy as read. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Carried.
George, and just real quick to answer the last line in there is the Board of Fire Commissioners may amend this policy from time to time in accordance with law.
I thought that was there, but I want to make sure everybody.
Yeah, so that is in there. So
a little fuzzy.
I don't have anything else under new business.
Anybody else got any new business?
Other than what the chief's requesting.
Chief? Do you leave?
No, just the requests that I submitted earlier. I can go through them again if you need me to.
Oh, you guys remember what he asked for?
I'll make a motion, we accept the new helmet and any future helmets he may need. Replacement.
Was there anything else?
The hydrant valve,
The generator.
no, the masks, the brindle, and
Brindle
then the
for stove.
battery charger.
The brindle was $190, right?
Plus freight. Everything is
Okay.
plus freight. I don't have dollar amounts for freight, sorry. And
The hydrant.
I have not been able to fill out the procurement paperwork because I'll get it just as soon as I'm released.
This is going to be under next year's budget. By the time we get it, right?
Yeah, Yeah, because you won't pay it until next year.
Right.
Start talking.
I make a motion, we pay for the new helmet for firefighter.
You want just a helmet or all the equipment he asked for?
Whatever you want, you're the chair. You want to do that, that's fine, we can move it along then.
Let's save us some time.
We're on YouTube.
I'll second it with that amendment.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Carried.
You're looking at about $3,200 total, fellas.
It's next year's budget.
Fine.
And well, plus you got a check for $1,330 to offset some of that.
Yeah. I'll go in this year's budget. We'll get it next year. Don't worry.
Okay, very good.
Okay. Like I say, the end of the December 31st, this budget is done. Next budget comes in. Okay. Any other new business? I lost everybody.
The 2021 procurement policy recommendation from Bennett Company. It's simple. I don't know if you guys got that in your packet.
Yes.
It's just,
Recommendation.
he's recommending, or they're recommending the $5,000 amount. That'll just, it's not that we're not going to keep the same inventory. It's really just so they report on 5,000 and above. So that's going to save us money from him going down to 500.
Okay.
I'm sorry, are you talking about, because I don't have that, is that
I can email it to you, Carl.
the procurement policy that was passed last month?
No, I can email it to you, Carl. Hold on just a second.
So it has nothing to do with
No,
their procurement policy?
No.
Because you
No.
said procurement policy, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, Bennett Company 2021 procurement policy recommendation. Attention commissioners, fire district treasurers, departments. Bennett Company is recommending a procurement policy change from 2021. We recommend that you consider raising the minimum amount to 5,000 for assets, which required classification as a fixed asset on your annual update. So basically your AUD for your audits. That's
And
the
your
only
audit.
thing. Basically when they do our audits, so they don't have to go back and look at anything less than $5,000.
I just emailed it to you, Carl.
Okay, yeah, I'm just making sure they weren't giving us something in conflict to what was passed last month, that's all.
I don't think so, but go ahead and look at it. Maybe we could just table it until next month.
You can, yeah. Basically was, okay. Yeah, if you want, do you want to table it or do you want to vote on it?
Let's just table it. Carl will review it. We'll talk to Mark and we'll just see if everything's cool.
Yeah, that's what I would recommend, is just making sure. It might have nothing to do whatsoever, but I would just run it by Mark.
I didn't think so, but
Right.
you and I have been looking at it, so we'll look at it. Yeah, that works.
I'll look at both of them and give you my decision tomorrow.
Yeah, boy.
All right, let's go. We want to come, yeah, I am getting there. Okay. So we're gonna table it till next month. Is that it?
Just for the Bennett Company's recommendation.
Right. I'm not sure. I've read it twice and I'm not sure if it changes anything, because no matter what we procure, it's gotta come before us anyways. And I don't understand what, are we allowing somebody to just, I don't know. Find out.
I think it's us reporting to them instead of a $500 rope bag for them to audit. We just raise it to anything 5,000 and above.
Oh, I see.
It's basically them saying it's okay that we don't have to count all this little stuff, but you guys got to keep track of it anyway. So it saves us money from them having to go through every little thing. It
Right.
appears.
Right. Okay, I got you now.
We're still gonna account for the small stuff. They just don't need to look at it.
They don't need to look
Right.
at it. We need
Just
to.
for the annual audit report.
It has nothing about who buys it, how much we buy and all that stuff.
No, it's just for the annual audit report to the state.
Okay. And you go look into that for next month?
Yeah, Carl and I will take a good look.
Okay. Any other new business? Anybody? Okay.
Did we shift funds? Did we
Not
make
yet.
a motion to shift any funds or no?
Shift funds to what?
From this budget to truck and equipment and the building fund? Did we vote on that?
We can, if you wanna.
What would you like to do, Chair, Mr. Chairman?
I would like to transfer funds, excess funds to truck and equipment and building. And the total amounts will depends on what we got left over. We'll try to get 150,000 into the building and 67,000 roughly into the truck and equipment. I'll make that motion.
Kind of vague, but whatever.
What? Go ahead and say it.
It's vague what you're talking about. You were going to do this or that and whatever.
Well, I don't know the exact figure yet. We won't know that until we just spent another 13,000. Wasn't in that just come up.
So you're just asking to move it around as needed.
I'm asking to put the most of the money into the building.
Yeah.
And then whatever's minimum of 150,000. Whatever's left over from that will go into truck and equipment.
George, I think you're saying we have like 217,000. I think we only have about 212,000.
Well, there again, $5,000 is not going to go into truck and equipment. 150 will go into the building, and then whatever's left will go into truck and equipment. I used to do this just by doing it by the end of the year. So if everyone wants to be in on it, that's fine, and we'll do it.
You're muted, Mike.
We're gonna have to make it specific. I agree with George.
Specific until you know the exact figures, it'll show up when we deposit it.
Right. So if we have $212,000 left, I would say we move $150,000 from our general fund into the building account.
Right.
And then $50,000 in truck and equipment. So that'll make 200,000, which leaves us 12,000 left in our checking account.
Well, now wait a minute. Don't even think about your checking account because she has to borrow for the first 2 months from us. And we do that from the truck and equipment account. We put the money in and then we borrow it in their checking. That's we don't have to vote on that. That's standard practice. That's what we pay the interest on it. We borrow from our reserves.
Okay, so we're still moving 150 to the building and 50 to the truck and equipment.
Roughly.
Correct?
We got to put it all.
He's saying 62.
150 and 62.
He's saying about 62,000 into the truck and equipment.
Right.
So
Whatever's left over to zero it out. So 150 to the building and then to zero it out, whatever's left to the truck and
Right.
equipment.
Whatever's left, we can put in truck and equipment.
About 62,000.
And then after the first of the year comes, she has to borrow back from one of our reserves, puts it in her checking account, and then we pay 5% interest on that money on a daily basis, and that gives us the interest that we have to pay ourselves, not the bank. It's
Okay.
really simple when you look at it. It's
Low. Battery, please charge.
Who's that?
I don't have a battery.
All right, somebody's got a little battery.
Did everybody
Yeah,
understand what
my,
we're trying to
it's
do?
my earpiece.
I guess, George, I don't I know we've done this every year, but I just don't understand why we do it.
Because we have to. We can't carry it over.
Are you, because we can't keep a positive balance, is that it?
Correct.
We go down to zero.
Okay, now that makes sense. Okay, I get it.
We take everything down to zero, and then the first year we start over again. We have to borrow for whether we went to a bank or we borrow our own money.
Yeah,
And I'd rather pay us the money than the bank.
I got it now. Yeah, I just wanted to know why we did it. I
Yeah.
probably heard it before, but
Yeah.
keep reminding me.
We've done it for 20 some odd years. Since when
I've
we-
only done it for 10, so I should be able to cut me a break, will you?
Actually, if you did your business, you'd be a billionaire by now. That's how I learned it. Years ago, I went to the guy I met him, he was a billionaire. And I mean, I could build a big story about him, but I asked him one day, how do you make your money really work? He says, you borrow your own money, you don't pay interest. And it worked out for us.
Yeah.
Really, that's, and I had another person tell me in the same town that he put him in business and that's what he did. He's got a multi-million-dollar business. So I said, okay.
So if that's the way it is, then no matter, just do it and be done with it and get us to that zero balance, and we'll work on it next year. Right?
Right.
We'll move it where we need to.
Well, I don't think we'll have to, but that's okay. Because we'll have next year's budget. We
Yeah.
can put that money.
I get it. I
on
get
next
it.
year's budget. Yeah. Okay. Can I have a motion to do that?
I thought you said you didn't need one. Yes, let's do it.
We haven't done it in the past, but yes, now we have to. So
Okay. I motion that you move that money, 162,000 and 60,000, or whatever it is that makes the
I
count
don't have
right.
exact figures, but
62 and 150, right?
Right, that's right.
115,
150 and the remainder.
and the leftover, the remainder into truck and equipment.
Truck and equipment. Yes, it's time to congratulate Warren. He won the election 18-0 today.
Congratulations.
So 18 people though, I didn't expect that many.
5 more years.
Who's supposed to?
That's why they call me landslide.
Good campaign, Warren.
Do we have a poster to look at?
Yeah, there's a poster out there somewhere.
We want to see it.
Okay, hold on. I'm sure we got it here somewhere.
Okay. Any other new business? Carl, or congratulations, Warren. Yeah,
Warren, I would recommend after the meeting to show Bob.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you,
That's a
Carl.
good-looking guy right there.
Okay, new business, no executive section. Other business? I don't know if any, we got any other business? Anybody? Nope, okay. Next regular meeting is in January. What? Do we have a date?
Well, I won't be here probably, so it'll be a Zoom like we are right now, so it won't much matter.
Well, it's the organizational meeting, which we usually do on a Saturday.
Yeah, it's what, the first Saturday?
What is-
Tuesday
That's
Tuesday
always
the
been up to
2nd.
us. It's always been up to
I
us.
think- Mr. Chairman, as the safety officer to the board, I would recommend that, you look at having a regular organizational meeting, because I don't think we're going to be going out anywhere in January after the holidays and stuff.
A Zoom meeting?
I would take and look at that. You can look at your regular meeting possibly to a Zoom, but not like your regular Saturday one.
There's a time limit on an organizational meeting,
I think it's gotta be by the 15th or something, right?
something like that.
Yeah, I believe so. So we're probably just gonna have to Zoom and Scott will drop off food.
All right, we'll come up with a date. Everybody's available.
Well,
Be like a
did you
last
want to do a
supper.
Saturday or did we do just a regular day during the week?
Our decision.
What was that?
We want to do, we usually do a Saturday. Do you want to do a day during the week instead?
Yeah, if we're not gonna, I think if we're not gonna meet up and have our normal regular meeting like that, maybe the second Thursday if it's before the 15th.
14th is the second Thursday.
So that works out.
Yep.
Kelly, just look and make sure that that's the date, please. It's on Mark's
is.
thing. Okay.
All right, no, I'll check Mark's thing.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Check Mark's rules. And then just go ahead and email us the date, I think.
Okay.
We're all gonna Zoom and then we'll do exactly what we did. And
Okay, second Thursday of January. We'll have our meeting, probably like this.
January 14th.
January
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. Okay. Everybody got that?
Yep.
Yep.
Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give a choice.
Anything else to be discussed?
Well, I know this is that I can see why the kids are getting dumber trying to take their classes over Zoom, because this has been hard.
But dude, you've been sleeping the whole time.
Guys, I'm just gonna remind you that
still live,
still in meeting.
Make a motion, we close the meeting.
Adjournment.
I second it.
Stop the recording, Warren.
All right.
Warren,
Adjourned.
stop your recording.
No longer recording.
We're still live on YouTube?
Still live
No,
on
hold
YouTube.
on.
Live.
The recording's on. Let me get the